everybody. Welcome to On Deck with Play It Forward Sports, a coach's guide to team management before you step on the field. This is our second episode on this YouTube channel, and for those of you who didn't see the first one, we went over the state websites, and this particular episode is going to concentrate on if you are a brand new coach and you've never created a team, and some of the things that you can, some of the things you need to do in order to create a manager's account, create a team, conduct a background check, add your roster online. All of those things are going to be, we're going to discuss that here today. So we did come up with a name, On Deck. That was recommended by a couple of our umpires, and I liked that one. So that's the one we chose. So you can find the YouTube channel, and you can go on and subscribe to this to get updates when we post a new video at On Deck PIFS. Stands for Play It Forward Sports. So if you go on YouTube to On Deck PIFS, you'll find the channel and you can subscribe to it, or you can go to the lower right hand corner there in the subscribe, click on that, and you can subscribe. And you'll be notified if you have your settings done that way to receive notification when we post a new video. So let's get started. So like I said, we're going to talk about how to create a new team or a manager's account. So the first thing you want to do is you want to go to uSSA.com right here in the upper left hand corner here, uSSA.com/home. Okay. And once you're there, then let's see here. Let me back this up a little bit. Oops. Okay. Alright, at the top of the screen here, you'll see how I register a team. So you want to click on that. So you're at uSSA.com/home. And then at the top of this banner, how I register a team. And you want to go ahead and click on that. Now, uSSA, the tech folks there at uSSA have created a lot of videos already, uSSA University. And so I'm not going to recreate the wheel. I'm just going to kind of show you where these things are at. So the first thing you want to do if you don't have a team or a manager account at all is you want to create a manager account. Okay, so like I said, uSSA has already created a lot of these videos, so instead of recreating their wheel, I'm just going to go through these with you real quick that says, create a manager account. So you're going to go in, you're going to put your information in there, and the system is going to assign you a username and you'll assign a password. Once you've created an account, you come back to the home page and you can log in with your username and password. And then after you create a manager account, you're going to want to complete a background check. So create the manager account, and then you'll come back to, let's go back here. Oh, that's mine. Sorry about that. You'll go back to the home page, and on the home page you're going to put in your username and password. So log in up here. So that's uSSA.com/login, and once you're there, you're going to put in your username and password under Team Manager. Just as a side note, ignore the adult players. That's for slow pitch. Your Guardian accounts, that'll be for a different video. But on this page too, it also shows how to create a team and then create a manager account. So either place you can go to. So once you've created your Team Manager account, you come back here to the login screen, put in your username and password, and then you will be sent to a page that will allow you to create to conduct your background check. So I've already done mine on this particular page. Um, but if you have not, you can scroll down here and say, I want to create a new team. So, creating a new team, there's two different things. So, let me back up. Once you create your manager login, or your manager account, you're going to go back to the login screen, you're going to log in. And you're going to go to create new team. And a lot of times I have questions from assistant coaches. So the coaches have no problem doing theirs because it kind of walks them through the process. But after the coaches add assistant coaches, then they're kind of stuck because they don't know what to do. There is this is the process that an assistant coach or a coach, but it's a little bit more easy for a regular coach to do it, or a head coach, the person who creates the team, let's put it that way, because it kind of walks them through the process. But for an assistant coach, you want to use your login and password, navigate, log into your account, navigate to create new team, and the thing is that the assistant coaches get kind of thrown because they're like, I don't want to create a new team. I already have a team. I'm with, X team, and I'm just an assistant coach, so I'm not creating my own team. Well, this is the mechanism by which to initiate your background check. So even though you're not going to actually be creating a new team, that's where you're going to go. So you're going to go create new team. You're going to do a drop down. You're going to say fast pitch. Select the sport. Now, if I hadn't already done this, there would be a couple of different things here to show you, to tell you that you needed to do it. Now, on the screen that I showed you before, right here, BJ, this complete background check application, BJ is one of our guys at the national office who's created a lot of these videos for you. This is a 5-minute video. It steps you through step by step on how to complete the background check, making sure that you're sending it to the right address, email address, then going in and completing the application, paying the $14, I think it is now, to complete your background check, and then you're good to go. But the key thing is that I know there's a lot of teams that have like an admin. So Johnny Smith is the coach of the team who has a username and password. Well, Johnny Smith isn't the admin in the team. Joe Schmo is actually the person who does all the administrative work, and Johnny Smith is just the coach. Well, Joe Schmo still has to have, if he's an assistant coach, still has to have a background check. But Joe Schmo can't log into Johnny Smith's account to do that. You have to have a separate manager account for each individual that's going to be in the dugout so that you can complete the background check. Because if you log in as Johnny Smith and you try to complete a background check for Joe Schmo, it's not going to work because the email is going to Johnny Smith and it's only for Johnny Smith. So that's a little bit confusing, but that's the gist of that. So you want to create a manager account. After you create the manager account, complete the background check. Once the background check is completed, then you can go in and create your team. There are a couple of different ways that you can create a team. And this kind of trips teams up a little bit too. But I wanted to show you. So when you go to, you can see over here on the left, there's create a new team and register existing team for a new season. So if you had a team in the 2024 season and you're just now creating a team for the 2025 season, you want to select register existing team for new season. And the reason for that is because once you do that, then your former players will be available for you when you go to add your roster. If you create a new team from scratch, then your former players aren't going to be there. So basically, the register existing team for a new season tells the system that you're the same team that you were last year, even if you have different players. I mean, you're probably going to have a handful of players that aren't with you from the season before, but the large majority of your players will be there. So, like for instance, I'm just going to click on this team here. Go to manage my players. there are, when you go to input your roster, which we'll kind of go over that too briefly, when you input your roster, there's some information that you have to put in on each kid. So you have to put in their name, you have to put in their date of birth, you have to put in their guardian email, the state that they're from. There's a lot of other information you can add to that. You can add, whether they're right-handed or left-handed. You can add their number, you can add their, address, phone number, whatever. So this particular team, I created, I did using this register existing team for a new season. Okay, so if I go to add former player, I have all of these players that are listed in here that I can choose from. If I didn't do that, then I would have to add them. I would have to add each player one by one from scratch. So again, if you are a team that had a team the season before, you want to make sure register existing team for the new season. And then that will give you the option to add former players so that you don't have to enter them manually again. Okay, so let's go back here. Alright, so you create your team and add your roster. So in adding your roster, again, these right here, all of these topics here are videos that were done by the national office that are, again, they're step-by-step tutorials on how to do these things, how to create a manager account, how to complete a background check, how to then create your team and add your roster and enter events. It even goes down into paying for events with your shopping cart, purchasing insurance, guest player management. Those are all videos that are step by step. So when you add your roster, let's just click on this again, manage my players is what you want to click on. So you have to click on your actual team, which will bring up all of those tabs. I kind of went through that. Let me go back real quick to show you that. Kind of went through that pretty fast. So when you log into your team manager account, it's going to look like this. Of course, it's not going to have as many teams as mine, but I mean, it may, depending on how long you've been coaching. So you have to click on one of your teams. If you're one of those teams that has, or one of those coaches that has multiple teams, you can look and see, all of them for the 2025 season. I have an Eastern Missouri team and a Central Illinois team. So I'm just going to click on the Eastern Missouri Patriots. And when I click on that team, all of these tabs pop up. So these are all the things that I can do to manage my team. The thing we're going to do right now is manage my players. So you click on manage my players, hit agree. I probably should know what that says. I hit agree every time, and I don't think I've ever read that. Okay, so eligible players. I don't have anybody on my roster right now. So you saw those people that were on there, my add former players. That's because I've created all-state teams. But if I wanted to add players to my roster, so I can either go to add former player and just click this button right here that says add player. They'll pop on my roster. Let me click on this because it's probably going to tell me that Abby is already on a team and I won't be able to add her. Let me just see if that's the case so I can show you that. Because a player can only be on one USSSA roster. Oh, I guess she's not. So I'm going to remove her. And try that with another one. So that I can show you what it looks like. Basically, it's going to pop Abby Mancino. I know she's on a team. Okay, so basically it's going to come up and it's going to say, actually, you know what? I don't think that it will because these are all-state teams and it doesn't give you the error because it's an all-state team. So that's probably why it didn't give me the error. Okay, well that's not going to work. Anyway, um, if you click on a player, or if you try to add a player that's already on a team, it will come up and it will give you an error message saying that you cannot add that player to your team because she's already on a team. I don't know why this is running so slow. You'll get an error message if you also if the player is not eligible based on their age. But this is where you would go. If I wanted to add a new player, then I just add in a new player on the team. Lori Strode, birth date. Let's make a 19. Nope, not 19. That's not going to work. 2010. Alright, so this is all the information that you can add. You can see the things in red. It's going to tell you that those are the things you have to add, the ones that have the asterisks by them. So the first name, the last name, their date of birth, the city and the zip code, and the guardian email. City, state, email. City, state, zip, and the guardian email. You can add the phone number. And this can be used as a database for you guys too, as coaches if you don't use something different. But you can add if they bat or left-handed or right-handed, throw left-handed or right-handed. You could put in their height, their weight, the primary, secondary position, their uniform number, the year that they graduated. All that information can be put in here. And this becomes handy for college coaches when when the girls get older. This information can be made available to the college coaches. So that's a really easy way to, really quick, fast, easy explanation on adding players. But like I said, the most important thing that you need to remember is if you're creating a team from the previous season and you don't want to re-add all the players again, then when you create a team, you need to register existing team for a new season. Okay, so we're going to go back to the dashboard here. Okay, so again, these are all the things that are going to pop up when you're on your team page. So you can manage your coaches and admins. That's where you just go in and you add your assistant coaches on there. And then once they're added, they're going to show up in red if they don't have a background check. So you need to make sure that they go in and they do a background check. If they haven't created a manager account, when you add them as a manager, the system will create a team manager account for them. But it'll show up red on your coaches and admins page if they haven't completed a background check, so they need to go in and do that. Alright, the team details and photos, you can add a photo on there, you can change the color scheme on your page, view my events and make payments. I want to go over this real quick. Actually, I'm going to do that as a separate video because I get so many questions on it. But you know what, I'll do it here and then I'll do another video that's separate just that because I get so many questions on it. So view my events, make payments. I don't think well, this is going to be okay. I have selected somebody else's team because my team isn't in any tournaments because I'm a fake team that I use for administrative purposes. So the first one that I have here, I just picked this one because it came up first. Let's go with, that's a 2024 team. Let's see if they're registered. Pretty sure they are, but one of their teams anyway. So you click on view my events and make payments. And when it comes up, it's going to show all the team or all the events that you're registered for. So this particular team is registered for 3 events in the 2025 season. And as you can see, they're paid for 2 of them already, but there's one that they're not paid for. So if you scroll down There's nothing in the cart. So the question I get from teams all the time is that I don't know how to pay for my tournament because it's not in my shopping cart. And so I'm going to show you how to do that real quick. So you scroll up and you look at it, and right over here on the lower right hand side here, all the way to the right of the row, it's a little icon that says add the number 2 and cart. If you click that, then guess what? It's now in your cart. So over here, if you had multiple events that were in your cart, you could do that with all of them. You could add them to your cart all at one time if you wanted to pay them all at one time. If you only want to pay them one by one, then what you want to do is only select the ones that you want to pay. And so you can do that by this little drop down right here. It saves it for later. So it's still going to be in your cart, but you're going to click it and it's going to save it for later. So you see it disappeared. This particular team only has one unpaid tournament fee. But if they wanted to go back, if there were 5 or 6 of them in there, if they clicked that save for later on 5 out of the 6 and they just wanted to pay for the 1, then when they go in the next time, then they can unclick this and say show, and those are your events. So then you can go in and pay for, 1 or 2 or however many events that you want to pay for. If you want to take it out of your cart altogether, then you just hit this delete. Now, deleting an event out of your cart does not take you out of a tournament. In order to be removed from a tournament, you have got to contact the tournament director, and the tournament director has to remove you once you are entered into the event. So there'll be this warning sign that comes up and says, removing this item will remove other items from the cart. Do you want to continue? Okay, yes, I want to continue. Removing this item from your shopping cart does not mean that your team is removed from the event. To do this, you must contact the event director. Okay? So just because you take it out of your cart does not mean that you are taken out of the event. It just means that it's not in your cart, and in order to get it back in your cart to pay for it, then you have to come back up here and hit add to cart. Okay, so again, uSSA.com/home, and then this little tab at the top banner, how to register a team, will provide you with all of these videos, how to create a manager's account, how to complete a background check, how to create a team, how to add your roster, how to enter events. All of those things are right there on that page. I will get into some other ones later on, but that should get you started. So I hope that you have enjoyed our second episode of On Deck with Play It Forward Sports, a coach's guide to team management before you get on the field. So again, subscribe to the channel and you'll be notified if you have your notifications set when we post a new video. Until then, have a great day. We'll see you on the field.